Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at Sengoku Night Blood, episode 6. So as a lot of us figured, and this is really not that hard of a guess, but most of us, at least in the comments, also figured that most likely Yuzuki would be captured by none other than the enemy. But I did think it was Nobunaga who was going to capture her. I thought that was the army that was going to get her, but instead it was actually the Usagi army, so Kenshin and stuff like that, and Kagekatsu, I think his name is, who is the adopted son of Kenshin. But what's interesting though is these guys are basically like a clone of Hideyoshi's army, like quite literally the same type of people. And I mean, that's on one way that's funny, I guess, but the same way it's like, yeah, and that's the problem with reverse harems that have too many characters. You start blending into this kind of bleeding effect where every character has this kind of similarity to them. But I think Kagekatsu and Kenshin were probably the best characters of the show today, just because of the sheer fact that they were actually probably the more interesting ones. Obviously, the episode really kind of focused on them more than just Yuzuki, but what was interesting was that apparently we learned that Kagekatsu had some, kind of bad upbringings with his dad, not in terms of like his dad doing anything crude to him or rude to him, but in terms of that he always felt inadequate, being a half-blood, not really of the family, and that made him feel like he was never going to kind of rise up to his father's power. But what's interesting is near the end of the episode, obviously, Kenshin and I'm trying to think, his name, man, Kagekatsu. I'm sorry. They both have a conversation because of obviously Yuzuki was able to kind of get an audience with Kenshin, and you see that he's like, I trust you because I know you're going to eventually lead the army. It's not because I think you're weak that I was like, oh, okay, fine, you're not gonna take an army with you during a battle. But it was interesting. I think that was probably the best part of this whole thing. But I wasn't feeling today's episode overall. I think that this week's episode was kind of weak in general, and I think it's just because it's not really that much different from the last several we've seen so far, unfortunately. But that's just me. What did you guys think about this week's episode? I would love to know in the comments below. As always, guys and girls, if you like these reviews, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. I apologize about this being a little short, but it's like, I don't want to waste you guys' time and kind of review an episode that really nothing actually happened. So I don't want to do that. But I do have two other reviews today. I have Juni Tyson episode, I think 6, and I also have Food Wars episode 5. Those should be out within an hour or so because I've already watched Juni Tyson, but I'm trying to give you guys a little break in between. So I'll talk to you guys then. Bye bye, everyone.